Blessed Saturday. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stay tall. Just be thankful for what you've got. It's one of my favorite songs. So anyways, I wanted to do this video because you guys have been asking me questions about van life, and I'm here in my office. I have a client today at 11 and it's 10, so I thought I would go ahead and answer the question. So somebody said, what do you like best about Florida and what do you like best about Atlanta, and how has your experience been while you've been in Florida living van life? I will say this, I'm ready to leave Florida. I've come to the epiphany that I only came to Florida to be aligned with my van. And how that story came about is I was actually in Atlanta and Tampa Cigar Week had arrived. And I met a couple of people and stayed in contact with them. And at that time, I was doing my fedoras and, going out smoking cigars. And I was doing the fedoras that had the cigar holders, and still part of, a journey that I want to get myself into in the future. And I ended up coming to Tampa for my birthday in January. And, there was a job that was offered to me and I had decided to take it. And I literally had 2 months in March to take that job. And I went back to Atlanta. I gave my notice and I was like, I'm out of here. So I ended up moving the first week of March. Tampa Cigar Week was like in the middle or end of that. And so what I ended up doing was living in Tampa for a while. And while I was here, I ended up meeting this lady who had the van that I currently have. And she was selling it for like $6,000. I got her in the middle of 45 and 5, and we made the deal. The queen mattress was already in there, and the sink was already in there, and I just had to go in and just put my own energy into it. Of course, I took the time. I was still in my apartment at that time. I had my Chrysler 300, which was like the love of my life. And a couple of months was going by, and I'm like, okay, Tamara, like, what are you gonna do? You got this van now. This is the life that you wanted. You were feeding your brain all of these conversion vans and doing it, and now here, this opportunity came. It's time to make some moves. So I did. I ended up not taking the job when I got here to Tampa. I ended up keeping my massage business, let that grow while I was out here, focused on that. And ended up getting in my van and let everything go in my apartment, let my car go, and just started living van life. So I've been living van life now for about 9 months. Right now I'm living with someone in her space because it's just too hot to live van life out here. But in October I will be getting back into the van, and my thought in October is to get some of the things in my van fixed before then so that I can travel to California and stay there for maybe about 6 months. So October for me here at my job will be 6 months, the property management job. And the whole purpose of me getting my van is so that I can live in a very fluid, free-flowing way, right? Like I wanted to travel and do all this, and I'm noticing that the old aspect of myself still exists because I'm creating roots here in Florida. That's not what I came here to do. I really came here just to get my van now that I have it, and that's where my spirit led me, and now I'm ready to move forward, and the difference for me here from Atlanta to Florida, a few things that I did miss about Atlanta was the mountains. I absolutely miss the mountains. I miss going hiking. For some of you that have been following me, you already know, I was always in the mountains hiking. I miss that. And then just the culture, right? Like sometimes I just want to go take a night out, get dressed, with or without somebody, and just go have a drink, listen to some live jazz, listen to some live music, maybe smoke a cigar, you know, go to museums, listen to spoken word. Like all of that, I will say I missed in Atlanta. And I think the part of Florida that I'm in now, which is St. Petersburg, doesn't provide that aspect of it. I'm sure maybe if I went to Miami, it would probably be a different story, but I just think that Miami is just it's just too much for me. It's just too much for me. So I do miss that. Florida, however, is beautiful for the water sports and the ocean living and, you know, all of that. But I need the combination of both. I need the combination of the mountain and I need the combination of the ocean to have that nice balance for myself. So yeah, that's the difference. I am ready to go. I think I'm kind of over Florida. And so yeah, I have a couple things that I want to fix on my van. I am really considering making the end of October the time that I get up and I just travel across the states to California. My family lives out there. My mother right now is in a home with Alzheimer's. I'd be able to spend time with her in this, I don't know how much time she has, but to be able to spend time with her. My uncle lives in San Diego, one of my lovely uncles that I love. He lives in San Diego, always has been in San Diego. And so I'd be able to visit him. And a few of my other uncles are out there. You know, I feel like my uncles were like my brothers. When I was growing up, I just always loved being around them. My dad is out there. You know, he lives more towards like Hemet area. And so, yeah, you know, all of my, you know, family is out there and I miss California. I haven't been back to California in a minute. I did go to San Diego probably about a year now to go visit my mom. But yeah, I think I'm ready. This is what I bought the van for. And I just need to fix the back door. Since my tire fell, I want to go to a pull-apart place and get some new doors. The side door needs to go back on the hinge. I want to paint the inside. I want to paint the outside. I want to get my heater pump replaced. I didn't need it because I'm here in Florida. You don't ever need a heater, let me tell you. My shocks, my bushings, I want to get redone. I want to get my brakes checked. And yeah, I think that's my max fan. I do want to purchase a refrigerator, freezer to put in there as well. That's not necessary, but I would still like it. And I do want to get a jackery with solar panels. So those are the things that I want to do. I'm hoping that I can get all of that shit done by October and just do this. This is what I came here for. I didn't come here to be stationary. This is what I'm living van life for, you know? And like I mentioned earlier, sometimes you have to sit and observe yourself, and I don't want to get myself stuck in a space where I'm just in one place for an extended amount of time, like years and years and years. I just don't want to do that. You know, so that's my goal. That's my update with me and van life. You know, right now I am staying with this lady in her home because it's too hot to be out in the van. And here in Florida, I just won't do it. I won't put myself through that. So October is when I'm going to be leaving her home. And I feel that that's going to be an opportune time to get all of my stuff together by then. Plus, I want to go to Big Sur. I have never been to Big Sur before, and there's a whole bunch of van life communities out there as well, so I want to do that. And I just figure, you know, with my massage business, I can literally just promote myself and just rent out Airbnbs for the days that I have massages and get my money that way. You know, I think sometimes we don't make moves because of the unknown, right? But the unknown is what I chose. I chose this life that I'm living now because of the unknown. I wanted to know what it was like to not always have a plan, to not always know where you're going, to not always feel like you have to have all these bills you have to pay, you know, and for me, that was true freedom. And being self-sustainable is true freedom. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. So yeah, Atlanta's definitely different than Florida, and I'm kind of over Florida. And then the other question after that, would you consider going back to Atlanta? I would go to visit and to see certain people, but I wouldn't make that like my end all be all destination. So, peace.